Hello, hello. How are you guys this morning? So we are going to do a St. Patty's Day gnome today. I know we talked about maybe doing some office hour questions too. So if you guys have any questions about that, we can also go through those. So I also got everything uploaded to my Tube of View. All of my other tutorials are up except for the Easter egg. That will go up today. And the hedgehog. So all of these are up. If you're looking for the tutorials for these, they're all up and ready to go for you guys, except for this little guy. And this little guy still have to be uploaded. Hey, Stacy Lee, how are you? Good morning. So everything is uploaded except for these two. So if you guys are looking for the tutorials for anything other than these two, you can get those on my Tube of View. Okay. The rest, these two will go up today. All right. So as we get prepared for the tutorial for today, if anybody has any questions about any of the back end side of like selling your ACEOs or packaging them or printing any of your printables like I do, these are the limited edition prints of my originals. So if you are wanting to know how to do that, any questions that you have, feel free to, ask those questions. I know, that was a really good deal, wasn't it, Stacy? That was a great deal. I wish I had known that in advance. If they had notified me, I would have done a video on that because it would have been really good for people to know that they were on such a great deal. But unfortunately, they did not notify me, so I had no idea of knowing that until you told me. So you got really lucky in that you found that deal. All right. How is everyone this morning? We are going to, we're going to do a gnome today. We're going to do a St. Patty's Day gnome. And he is going to be super cute. I'll show you guys what he looks like so you guys can see that. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm not going to do all of this extra stuff, but I'm going to do him and the rainbow. I think that's super cute. So that's what we're going to do. Come here. Sorry, my puppy dog was wanting some attention. So that's what we're going to work on today. Good morning, Diane. How are you? Glad you are here. I was telling everybody a minute ago, all of the replays are uploaded to my Tube of View except for these two. These are the only two that I haven't gotten uploaded yet. I got the rest of them done yesterday. So if you're looking for any of those, other than these two, they're up. And then I'll get these up today or tomorrow, hopefully. So those of you who missed any of the tutorials that we've done up to this point, let's see, we have done all of these: grasshopper, but a dragonfly, the puppy dog, the gnome. Oh, these are old. Hang on, let me find my other ones. Those are all the Halloween stuff we did back in October. Let's see. The hummingbird, the dragon, the peacock, the snail, the possum, the cow, the raccoon, the bunny, pink flamingo, the horse/donkey, and the elephant. All of those are uploaded on my Tube of View. The only thing that I have not gotten up there yet are these two. So everything else is up there. Good morning, Talia. How are you? Good morning, Jamie. How are you? You guys don't forget to grab your fan club points to help your account out, help my account out, share it out, tap the screen, all the things so that we can get everybody in here. Hi, Rhonda. I didn't see your comment come through. Sorry, I just saw it. How are you this morning? Hope you are doing well. I'm just having some coffee and finishing up my morning routine before we get started here. We're going to do a St. Patrick's Day gnome today, and we are going to be using the Meeden 96 color palette. So that is what we're going to be working on. This palette right here is my favorite out of all of my palettes that I have. This is my favorite palette, and it has 96 colors. It has this fold out palette for you to mix. It comes with 48 of your primary and secondary colors, and they are arranged from lightest lightest to darkest, so that you can learn to blend very easily. They also go from top to bottom as from color families. And then you have 30 of your metallics, and then you get 12 macaroons, and you get 6 of your neon colors. It also comes with a pencil, a brush, an eraser, and 2 art sponges for keeping your brush where it needs to be. And it all closes up in this compact case so that you can store it away when you're not using it very easily. So that is going to be the palette that we use today. Oh, nice, Stacy Lee. That's nice. I liked your other one that you did. It was really pretty. Okay. Okay. So that's what we're going to use today as far as our paints go. We're also going to use this Nic Pro pencil set. That's what we're going to draw with. So if you are looking to draw and sketch out anything, this kit is absolutely amazing. It is the Nic Pro mechanical pencil set. It comes with a 0.5, a 0.7, a 0.9, and 3 2.0 leads or pencils. You get all of the leads to go with them, including your HB, 2B, 4B, 4Hs, all of the different hardnesses of your leads. You get 3 of these erasers. You get extra small erasers to go into your pencils. All of these. You get colored pencils, and you get a kneaded eraser and a couple pencil sharpeners. Now, I like mechanical pencils because I like them to be much more, I like my stuff to be consistent. I like my lines to be consistent. And if I draw with a regular pencil, what tends to happen is the lead dulls down as I'm drawing with it. And so the lines get thicker as I go. So if I'm drawing with this, as I draw, this is going to go down. And as it goes down, it's going to get wider and thicker. So my lines are going to get thicker. Now, if I draw with this lead does go down, but it doesn't get thicker. Okay, it stays the same. So the line thickness stays consistent throughout my drawings. So I'm able to keep everything looking uniform. So for instance, when I'm drawing on my base sketches and I want all of this hair to be the same, it can be the same if I'm using a colored pencil. But if I were, or a mechanical pencil, but if I were to use this, some of these lines would be thick and some of them would be thin. And then I would be, have a lot of inconsistencies in my sketching. So I like using that. That way I know that I can get everything exactly consistent like I want it. So when I did this lavender seed packet right here, I used the 0.7 for the lavender, but then I used the 0.9 for the line work. and I used the 2.0 for the lettering and the border around it. And that's because I wanted my lines to be consistent. And so when I change sizes, I simply change pencil size as opposed to having to be concerned about all of these being different. So that is how I do that. I think it helps my drawings to be much more consistent. So that is why I use this set. Okay, so we'll be using that today. Oh, thank you, Stacy Lee. You're sweet. I appreciate that. And you are absolutely welcome. Okay, so we have, so we're using that pencil set. We're using these paints, and we are going to use, we're going to use the meat and paper. And when I do the meat and paper, guys, also, if you have any questions about the back end side of things today, we can talk about that as well. Because I know that some of you guys were asking yesterday about my printer, about my, how I do my fine art prints, any packaging questions that you might have, any kind of questions about doing limited edition prints. Any of that stuff is absolutely open for discussion today. So you just have to let me know. Yes, I know they are. I saw that this morning. Yep, it was meant for you to get them. You're absolutely right. I hate that a lot of other people missed out on it because I didn't know they were doing a sale. I wish they would notify us when they do sales like that. It would be really nice. Okay, so the paper that I'm using is going to be the meat and paper. And what I can tell you about this paper is that, first of all, I use the 5x7 size for all of my originals. And that is because with the 5x7 size, you can get four ACEO sizes out of one set or one sheet of this paper, okay? And you don't have any waste. So you end up being able to get 80 ACEOs out of this one pack of paper because you don't have any waste. You get 4 out of each sheet, and there's 20 sheets in a pack. So that is one of the reasons I love this paper. The other reason is that it is amazing and it absorbs really well. It's got this beautiful texture on it, as you can see. And it shows all of your bright, colorful paints beautifully. So this was the elephant. So this is the print of the elephant. So this is the limited edition fine art print of Mr. Snuggletrunks. And it is on the same paper, only a different size. So you can see how beautiful and how close to the original it is. And that is because of the paper, okay? So I use this paper for printing my, my fine art limited edition prints, okay? It's a 4x3 size. It's still the 100% cotton cold press, okay? It's the same paper. It's just a different size, okay? And what I do is I print it, and then I just trim the edges 1/4 inch off of each side, and you come up with your 2.5 by 3.5 inch size. And then I put my information on the back of the print. So I have my original, and then I have my print. And so, of course, it doesn't look exactly like the original because it's not supposed to. It's a print. That's the point. The original is always supposed to be the original, right? But you can do these fine art prints really nicely with, if you use good paper, which is what I do. So I do usually 10 prints of my original. When I list it on my eBay, or my site, the site that I auction them on, when I list it there, I make sure to put in my listings that I have reserved the right to up to 10 limited edition prints of the original. That way the person purchasing it knows that there are going to be copies that are signed and numbered of the print that they're purchasing. And that way, I'm not in a position, you know, where they go, hey, I bought this original and then I saw some prints. Okay, so they know up front that I have prints available. Okay, so this one is labeled the original 1 of 1. This one is labeled the limited edition 1 of 10. And that's how that goes. Okay. All right. Any questions on any of that? That's the paper that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using this kneaded paper. And then we are going to be using the Gnome paintbrushes. Okay. So that is right here. These are the brushes we'll be using. Thank you so much, Divergent Nails. We are going to be using, hang on one second. Let me turn that down. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb, guys. Hang on. We are going to be using, hang on one second. Let me turn that down. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb, guys. Hang on. On Do Not Disturb, guys. Hang on. That. All right, we are going to be using the Gnome paintbrushes. They are right here. Okay. These are amazing, and they are a professional brush set, but they don't come at a professional price, which is great. You get the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. And they hold their shape really, really well because they're made out of synthetic squirrel hair. So when you get them wet, they've got this beautiful point to them that you can use to even do detail work, even if they are not, even if it's not a detail brush. You can use these, even these larger sizes, you get these really nice points with. So when I put this into the water and pull it out, you can see how beautifully pointed that brush is. So even with this larger size, I can do detail work, which is very nice. The ferrule has these metal wraps, but they will not rust, which is great because you don't get, that helps you from getting rust into your art. You don't want to get rust water in your art. So always want the brushes that are made not to rust. This is also designed so that you do not have a So to reduce hand fatigue. So when you're painting, if you're painting for hours on end, it does help to reduce your hand fatigue and from getting tired so quickly. They're short also, so you can control your strokes really, really easily, which makes them for, you know, really good control. So I do love these brushes. Again, they're a professional brush set, but you're not going to pay that professional price. You're not going to end up paying $40 a brush. You're going to get these brushes for under 30 bucks, and which is great for 4 brushes, and they're professional brushes, and they're going to level your art up big time. Like, I had no idea how much of a difference a brush can make in your art, but it definitely does. When I started using these brushes, I absolutely fell in love with them and realized very quickly that it changed the way that I painted. It changed the way my art turned out, because they were so good. So I really, really love these brushes, and I highly recommend them if you're looking for a good watercolor brush set. These are my very favorite set that I own. So 100 set of the gel pens or the 60. Stacey Lee, I don't know because I don't have the 60 set, so I'm not sure what's in that set. I do have the 100 set. I love it. I love every single pen in that set. There's not one in there that I don't love. I mean, I'm a go big or go home girl, so, you know, I would say the 100 set, but that's just me, because then, you know, you have everything that you need. But the 60 set is, it looks like it's just, you know, some of the 100 set, but I don't know what's in it because I don't have it yet. I mean, I probably could get it from them. They would probably send it to me, but, you know, I was like, why would I get the 60 set when I have the 100 set? So I haven't done it. So anyway, these brushes are amazing. So we're going to be using these today as well. Okay. The other brush set that we're going to be using is the Golden Maple brush set. And this is the detail brush set. This set right here has 20 different brushes in it. And you get your liners, you get your round brushes, you get flat brushes, you get angled brushes, and you even get a fan brush in this set. So this is perfect for all of the detailed line work that we do in our ACEO paintings. So when you're talking about like all of the hair and all of this kind of stuff, if you're not using a multi-liner, using these detail brushes is a must. Sometimes I use a multi-liner. Sometimes I use a brush, depending on what kind of mood I'm in and what kind of strokes that I'm looking for on my prints or on my paintings. But these detail brushes are absolutely amazing, and I love them so very much. So if you are looking to get a really good detail brush set, this one is highly recommended. And it comes in a case, so you can keep them all together and you know where they're at. So we'll be using that. Yes, they are, Stacey Lee. They are amazing. Okay. The other thing that we're going to be using is the multi-liners or the microns, whichever you choose. Today, I'll probably be using the multi-liners. Grabby just came out with a pack of 10 that are just black. And the kit they had before was a kit that was black and all the colors. But now they have just specifically the black available. And I think they're coming out with just the colors available too. But currently, they only have the black available in TikTok Shop. So these are the ones that we'll be using today. And it has all of your sizes in it. It has your 003 all the way up to your 1 millimeter. And then it's also got your sketching brush, and it's got your brush pen as well. So you get 10 different black waterproof pens. And guys, if you don't have a waterproof pen and you're doing watercolor art, then you are going to ruin your drawings when you put water on them. So don't use pens on your art that is not waterproof. Okay, and all of these are waterproof, and they work really well. If I put water on them, they're not going to smear, and they're going to keep my drawings looking really nice. So that's what we'll be using for our multi-liners today. Again, you can use a micron as well. Those are also acceptable and fine. I have, as you can see, a ton of multi-liners and microns. This is all microns. These are all multi-liners. These are all microns. And I also have this package of multi-liners, and I have this package of colored multi-liners from Grabby as well. So just, you know, FYI, like, these are amazing and I love them all. So it doesn't matter what kinds you use, just make sure that you're using something that's waterproof. Okay. All right. The last thing is the colored pencils that we will probably be using today. The colored pencils are going to be from Color, and they are this set right here. Hang on one second. This set comes in a tin with a lid, and it has your color families. So you end up with 8 different trays of pencils. Okay. This is the blue set, but you have all of your primaries. So you have your blues, purples, greens, reds, yellows, oranges, and you also have a tray of blacks and grays, and you have a tray of neutrals. So you end up with 8 total trays of all of your pencils. So that is the colored pencil set we'll be using. I love having options for lots of colored pencils because I like to be able to blend, and I cannot blend with just a few options. I struggle with harsh lines. So this right here was 3 options in orange and 3 options in green. And you can see that my blending is not as smooth. Down here, I had 5 options of green. I had like 15 options of green, but I've chose 5. And I'm able to blend here as well. And the orange was 5 options. So you can do a much smoother, cleaner blend when you have more of your colors to choose from because they get closer together. So that is the difference when you have more options of colors. And that's why I love those pens, or those pencils. Regina, thank you for following me. I'm going to follow you back right now. All right, let's see. Let me catch up on comments. Wednesday, I will be doing Wednesday night. Yes. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. will be my live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yes, tomorrow will be a 7 p.m. live. Okay. All right, so that's everything that you're going to need today. I'm going to show you guys this paper. When you get this paper, it comes with a... It comes with a, like a, I don't know, it's kind of hard. It's hard to, I don't know what it is. It's like a glue liner around it, kind of. And it is a protective coating. I'm going to open this brand new pack so you guys can see it. It comes with this protective coating around it so that your edges do not get ruined, okay, until you're ready to use it. So, as you can see, you can't just flip through it because it is literally glued around all of the edges. The only thing that does not have glue is right here. You can see where that glue stops. You see that? Okay, that is where you can get up underneath your paper and separate it, all right? So, when I pull off my sheets of paper for my ACEOs, because I have to cut some more today, I have to go up underneath the paper with an X-Acto, and you just drag it all the way around. And it separates that glue. And my X-Acto is kind of dull. I need to get a new one. And I'm out of blades, so. All the way around. And then you're able to pull that off. Okay? And you get a full sheet. So that is how you separate the glue from the paper. Okay? So you're running that X-Acto all the way around. So you put it in up underneath here, right at the top, and you just drag it all the way around the whole thing until it comes off. But it's important that you have a very sharp X-Acto to do that. Otherwise, you'll tear your paper. So make sure that you understand that when you order this paper, you are going to need a sharp X-Acto or blade of some sort to separate this out. All right. So that was my last one in this pad. So I've used this entire pad for ACEOs. So I should have had 80 total ACEOs out of that pad. There were a couple that I messed up on. So, but for the most part, that is what you get. All right. So now I'm going to measure this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 3.5 mark on both edges, top and bottom. And I'm going to do a 2.5 inch mark on both top and bottom. And then I'm going to simply cut it with my, I'm just going to put it up here so you guys can see it. Sorry. Switch it around. Oh. Hang on, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to flip y'all. There we go. All right. So you can see it. All right. So then I'm going to get my my cutter, and I'm just going to put it on the lines that I need, and I'm going to cut these. And then I will cut them at the 3.5 inch mark as well. And I will cut this one at the 3.5 inch mark. So I only have to do this every 4 paintings, but so now I have my 4 ACEOs ready to go, and I don't have to worry about that for another few days or whatever, however many I paint. So so we're gonna do a the St. Patty's Day one today. So I'm going to put the rest of these up where they go, and then I'm going to get started. Let me flip y'all around again. All right. Am I making y'all sick yet? Okay. So there is my ACEO. It is 2.5 by 3.5 in size. Okay. All right. I'm going to use my wood to tape it down. Now, I like to tape mine down onto a piece of wood because I like to be able to move mine around as I'm drawing. So I go ahead and tape it down. I'm going to tape it down with my washi tape, which I just got this washi tape from a company. Not yet, Jamie. I'm going to show it in just a second. This is they sent me this. It's 60 different rolls of washi tape, and it's not super pricey. It's really pretty tape. Now, each roll is not got as much on it as a normal roll, so you know, it's really probably more equivalent to about, I don't know, I'm taking a guess at this, but like 30 to 40 rolls. But it is all of these different washi tapes, and it's very inexpensive. And if you're into, I love washi tape for my borders because it gives me good clean lines. But what I notice is that, you know, washi tape can be quite pricey, but this is not. This is very reasonably priced. So I don't feel bad about utilizing it for a border that I'm just going to tear off and throw in the trash. So just so you guys know, if you're looking for an inexpensive box of washi tape to use for stuff like that, then I would say this is a really good set to grab, because I don't feel bad about using it and then, you know, peeling it and throwing it in the trash at all, because it wasn't super expensive. So so that is the washi tape that I'm using today. Okay. And I'm just doing a 1/4 inch border all the way around my paper. So, Alexa, play Spotify. Playing Bible study music on Spotify. All right, 1/4 inch border all the way around. I do like washi tape because you can see through it, and so you can see that your borders are like even and all the same. So that is the border around it. So I'm going to put my washi tape up, and then we will be moving on. And I want to show you guys the inspiration photo so you guys can see it. We're going to do a gnome today. It's going to be a St. Patty's Day gnome. So I'm going to pull that up for you guys. This is what we are going to be using for our inspiration photo today. So, whoops, sorry guys. Hang on, there it is. Okay, so if you guys will go ahead and take any screenshots you need for this, that is what we are going to be doing. So I'm gonna give you about 5 seconds to go ahead and screenshot it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna move to the drawing phase. Well, actually, we'll do the background first. Let me go ahead and get y'all on my overhead because the background, we're gonna do that rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you on the overhead for this. Okay. Talia, why can't you see anything? That's so weird. Can everybody else see? Can everybody else see or not? I don't understand. Okay. All right, good. Let's go ahead and get our paints up here. All right. Yes, I will show it again right now. Here it is. If you need to go ahead and take a screenshot, go ahead and do that. This is what we're going to be painting. This is just an inspiration photo, guys. It's an AI photo that I actually said, all I said was create a gnome in a St. Patty's Day theme that is in my style of watercolor art that I can use as an inspiration photo to paint. So that is what I got. This is what we're using, and it will not turn out exactly like this, believe me. I've done this a gazillion times, and it always comes out to be my own art. I'm not stealing anyone's art. So before you come at me in the comments, just so you know, we're not stealing art. We're just using this as an inspiration photo. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's get going. I'm going to put you guys on the overhead here so that y'all can see. And I will get y'all situated. All right. Are we good? Everybody see good? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start by doing our little rainbow. And I'm going to use my number 3 brush for this. And I'm going to get it wet. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do a very light color for our rainbow. We don't want it to be overpowering. So we're going to grab a very light reddish orange, whatever color you want. I'm going to take my my palette off and mix it because I want this to be very super light. I don't want to have anything that's too overpowering. And all we're going to do is go from one side to the other like this. Okay? Like a rainbow would be. Okay? And then we're going to rinse our brush. We're going to do the next one, which is going to be just a yellow. So everybody grab a yellow. And again, you can make your rainbow any colors you want. It doesn't have to be the colors of the actual colors of the rainbow if you don't want it to. But I'm just making sure that I'm watering these down enough to where they're very light. Okay. And then I'm going to go, hopefully that's dried, but if it's not, go ahead and make sure it's dry. And go along the side of it again with your yellow. Like this. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and grab like a green. Make sure it's really light. I'm going to let that kind of blend. I think I like the blending of it better. Give it a little bit more green. Okay, and then we're going to go and we're going to do the blue. And then the purple. Okay. And all we're going to do now is dry that up. And the blue, the colors kind of ran on this end right down here, and that's okay. We're going to go back and fix that in just a second. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back in with my blue right here and give it, kind of define that out since that kind of blended too much. And I'm going to do the same thing with the purple. Just going to grab it. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's a background, so. If you need to dry them in between, you can. It's totally up to you. I'm not really worried about it because it's not, it's just going to be kind of an afterthought. It's the background, so just give it what you feel like it needs and move on. That's a little too bright. If it gets too bright, just add water. All right, there we go. There's our rainbow. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add in some additional background with some blues. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water in this open area here and down here as well. And I'm going to take some of my very light blue, my macaroon blue, and I'm just going to kind of add that into the sky and into the ground. And just kind of make that splotchy. And then add the light yellow. I'm going to go with the light yellow and add that in a couple places. And I don't want it to be splotchy, so I'm going to smooth it around. Okay, and then I'm going to dry it. And that is going to be our background. Now we're going to have to paint our gnome over our rainbow. So we're going to have to use a dark green to cover all of that, just so you guys know. We want to make sure that we do that. And we're probably going to do... Oh, Jamie, I was literally just going to say that. I was literally going to say we're probably going to have to use some gouache paint today to make sure that we can go over the top of it. That's so funny that you commented that, because I was literally going, I'm gonna have to use gouache over this now that I'm looking at it. So we will likely use gouache as well. But let's go ahead and draw him out to start, and then we will worry about that later. So let me grab my pencil. I'm going to use the 05 pencil for our drawing today. And we are going to start with his hat, because I want to make sure I don't make him too big. So his hat is going to start right here, like about a half an inch below the top of the picture. And we're going to just go up and around like this. Okay. And we're going to bring it down. And it's going to kind of widen out like a big triangle. And then over here, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to just widen out like a triangle. And it's going to come down like that. Okay, and we're going to come around and make that little curvature right there. And we're going to go up and over the nose and around. And this is going to come down and around as well. And here is where the nose will be. We've got the beard. It comes down to a point. And the beard here. And then we have the arms coming down like this. And then the feet, or the legs. And then we have another arm over here. And then we have the legs. Okay, we are going to have the beard. And actually, let's draw the arms first. It's going to be easier. All right, let's bring that arm in. It's going to come in like this. And this one is going to come in like this. We're going to have our sleeve. And then we're going to have our hands come out of the sleeve like this. And then, and our thumb and hands. We have our bowl, our little pot of gold is going to come around like this. And up from the hand here and here, we will have our lip like that. Erase those lines that are in the middle here. And then put our little feet on it. Okay, we'll do our coins in there later. Now we're going to do our beard. So we're going to have our beard come down like this. Our beard come down like this. Just random. It's random, guys. And then the point of our beard, or the ends of our beard, are going to come down like this. And again, this is kind of just random where the beard comes. Now our feet are right here like this. And there's our body. This is going to be our little clover. So we're just going to do hearts, heart, and a heart for our clover on the end of his hat. We're also going to have our hat, like belt that goes around our hat. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the buckle first. And then round that down the hat like that. Okay. All right. So there is our gnome. How are we doing? Everybody kind of there? All right. So we're going to change up. We are going to do the gouache because we're going to need gouache today to cover this background. So, I should have thought that through, but I didn't. So we're going to try this. This might be one of those days that this comes out to be a hot mess, but I'm going to have to get my Stay Wet palette out. So give me just a second. If you want to use watercolor, feel free to try that as well. You can also use gel pen for the beard to cover that up because it's got to be white. So, I mean, there's a lot of options that you have. Acrylic paints will work as well. Like whatever you feel like you want to use. Okay, I'm going to use my Stay Wet palette. And what that requires is, whoops, hang on, I got the wrong one. Okay, it's got this little sponge in it. And all I do is put some paper on here. Okay. And you can also use a plate. You can use, a plate with a paper towel on it, dampened. However you want to keep your paints moist, because they are like watercolor. They want moisture. Okay, these are the gouache paints like moisture. Okay, so you want to make sure that you keep them wet. Okay. All right. Seems like every time we do a gnome, we end up using gouache. Our last gnome we did was gouache too. Okay. Yeah, acrylic markers will work as well. There's lots of options. All right. So what we're going to need is a green. So here are these are the gouache paints for those of you who want to see them. They are gorgeous. Let me pull them up on here for you guys, because I know I have them on here. Right here. Here they are. Okay. And we are going to use the greens. Obviously, we're going to need some greens. Let me just see what color greens we're going to need. We're going to need a light green. We are going to need I'm going to use a darker green. Those two greens. We're going to need a yellow. Let me see what else. We're definitely going to need a white and probably this cream color. I'm going to use both cream and white. All right, so those are what I'm going to put down for now. I can always pull out more. Okay, so that is what I have. These are the colors that I have. And I'm going to put them onto my Stay Wet palette. One thing, these are always hard to open for me. I always struggle with opening them because the paint gets around the... it gets around the threads and it makes it hard for me to open. I literally have to use my teeth to open these, y'all. I know that's not good for me. Yes, paper towel and parchment paper works as well. You just fold up the paper towel, get it wet, put parchment paper over the top of it, and that water will soak into that parchment paper and keep it wet. That's what I need, Samantha, a paint tube lid gripper. Where's that at? Okay, so we're going to use our Meeden #1 brush. Okay, we're going to use our Meeden #1 brush, and we're going to dip into our light green first. So this acts just like watercolor. It's just going to be opaque. It's not going to be translucent, so you're not going to be able to see through it. That's the point of using this gouache. Okay, so we're going to use this green, this light green first, and we're going to go through and just add it to the hat. So go ahead and put it in your hat. And if it's still showing things through, it's just because it's too thin, and you can thicken it up to cover everything. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'm going to go through here, and then I'm just going to get a little bit more right here. I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll do another layer. Gouache can be layered really well too, which is another thing that is really good about it. Okay, so we're going to let it dry, or we're going to make it dry. And we are going to do another layer of that same green over the top. Okay, now I'm going to dip into my dark green, and I'm going to get a little bit of that color as well while this is still wet. And I'm going to go along here to kind of shadow this. And I'm going to blend that up. So this doesn't, I mean, it will blend like watercolor to a certain point, but it doesn't blend like a wet on wet technique does. So you really do have to kind of pay attention and smooth it carefully. Because it's not gonna blend on its own like watercolor does. It's a lot, it works kind of like acrylic in that way. You kind of have to work it with the brush. So I'll dry my brush off and just come in and kind of blend this out. Okay. All right, now underneath that, I'm going to go with a little bit darker. So I'm going to take that darker green. I'm going to take this darker green and I'm going to mix it with that lighter green. And we're going to go in right up underneath this right here. Okay, rinse your brush, grab the light green, and come in and blend that down. Okay, so we have that dark shadow that blends down into the light because that belt is going to shadow that. Okay. Pliers, that's a good idea, Jamie. Yes, it's going to have to be thicker on the top of the hat for sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dry this. There we go. That looks good. All right. Now let's go ahead and do that same thing on the top of the hat again. Now that that layer is dry. And let's start from the darker layer that we blended. So this green. We're going to do that same thing. I'm going to turn him upside down so I can do that same technique. So I'm going to go right along here. Whoops. It's a little bit too much water. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to go right along here with that dark and up over. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the green and blend that up. The light green. And I play with these sometimes. I'm definitely not an expert at gouache by any means, but I can tell you that the thing that I love about them is the layering. You can layer these really, really well and get the consistency and thickness and everything that you want by layering. So when in doubt, I add another layer when it comes to gouache. All right. That looks better. All right, we're going to stick with that for now. We may even do another layer when we're done. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my little clover here as well. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take the yellow or the creamy yellow and we're going to do the buckle. And that just happened to fall on the yellow rainbow part, so that's going to help us out. But we're going to go ahead and do this right here on the we technically could make this a different color if we wanted to, so it would stand out. We could do it in like a red, or I wouldn't want to do red though, because that would look too Christmassy. Maybe we could do a blue or a purple or something. Purple would probably look good. But I'm going to leave mine yellow. There should be some green in the center of that buckle. So I'm going to go ahead and dip over here and get my green and put that right here in the middle. And that buckle is going to be a gold. So I'm going to take a detail brush to do that. I am definitely going to use the gold detail, the gold gel pen for sure, to do some outlining. But I'm first going to do my gold watercolor paint right here. If I can get it to soften up. And honestly, if I remember correctly, I think there is a gold. I don't know. There may not be. Nope, there's not. I was going to say there might be a gold in the gouache, but there's not. So I'm just doing the buckle in a gold watercolor. And I really like it. It looks pretty. So I'm thinking we might need to line this with this same color right here and here, but I'm going to wait till that dries before I decide that. Okay. All right. So we have that. Let's go ahead and do his nose. Now for his nose, we're going to need to get I'm going to use this light pink. I'm going to get my pliers out too, Jamie. That was a smart idea. I'm going to pull those out right now. I have them so I don't have to fight these lids. We don't need a ton of that color for his nose, just a little bit. And we probably need a little bit of the white. So, all right. So for the nose, we're going to use the Maiden #1 brush. Make sure it's clean. Get some clean water. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this color and we're going to make his little nose. Okay, and we're going to dip into the white while it's still wet. And we're going to kind of give it a highlight. So kind of swirl that in there. And then take that pink again and just darken up that left side. And just play with it until it gets where you want it to have the highlights. Okay. So I like mine to be kind of a shadow on this left side. So that's why I put the highlighting over here. Okay. All right. Jamie, you need to go live and do some gouache tutorials for us so that we know how to play with this stuff. All right, let me get some more water. My water bin needs to be filled up. Hang on. I forgot to fill it up before I started today, so. All right. Get this back on here. Okay. Okay. All right, so the nose is done. Now, this is where we're going to get tricky. We're going to have to use white, okay, to get this beard looking right. And then we'll probably have to highlight it with some cream detail. So here, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and dip in the white. And I'm going to let the beard, I'm going to put the white on the beard. Make sure it's not super, super wet, because the thicker it is, the less translucent it'll be. I do know that. So go ahead and, you know, make it fairly thick and just fill your beard in. We'll come back with detail. So it might look like it's a hot mess right now, but we'll get some detail in there in a minute and it'll be fine. It's actually covering better than I expected it to. All right, I'm going to rinse. I'm going to get my detail brush to make the points on this, because his beard needs to have some points to it. And I can't do that with that bigger brush. And what we're going to do is we'll use our multi-liner to give this some lines so that you can kind of tell what it is. But for now, we're just going to do this. Okay. All right, let's dry it. Well, I didn't think mine would do well on lives either, Jamie, but you see, I'm on here every morning, and I'm not social, trust me. Okay, so you can see that as this dries, you can see that background in there. So we're gonna do another layer of white on top of that. Honestly, we probably could use our gel pen. Let me see. Let's try it. Let's see what happens if we use our gel pen. I'm going to use my ZSCM gel pen. Let me get it primed. because it doesn't always start right away. So I want to make sure. Hang on. Here. There we go. Okay. I just don't know if I want to. It's great for the outline, but I don't want to color it in with that. I'm going to use the paint to color it in. Could use a white acrylic marker too, though. We're just trying everything today because I made my background too dark. Probably should have done the rainbow just at the end and not put it behind him. But hindsight's 20/20. And again, you guys know I'm not a professional. I just do this for fun. So when I mess up like this, you guys get to see my mistakes and go, okay, that's not how you do it. All right. So we'll see how that layer dries. Jamie, you could come on with me. We could do it together. You could show me what to do. Yes, we all learn together, for sure. Well, I can tell you that my biggest issue with going live was the critics. And I've learned that I just have to let go of that. It's been a journey for me. Like, there's so many things that I did early on, before I started doing these lab tutorials. I did a couple of lives doing some other stuff, and I stressed out so bad. When I finally just started just doing what I do in my studio and stopped worrying about the fact that I had an audience and just painted like I would paint in my studio, and if I make mistakes, I just make them and I fix them, then things relaxed for me. So like this, if I was like on live 5 months ago, I would be panicked because this is not going the way that I wanted it to go. But now I'm like, I'm in my studio. This is what I would be doing in my studio. I would be trying to fix the things that I did that I messed up, or I would start completely over, right? So if I needed to do that, I would just start over, or if I need to fix it, I just fix it. So now I just do what I would normally do in my studio, and the people who appreciate that will find me, and the people who don't appreciate that and who go, she doesn't know what she's doing, she's not for me, can move on, because I don't care at this point. I'm here for community and fun, and to enjoy painting with you guys. And there's going to be people that pop in and have crappy things to say and all of that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. So I don't worry about it too much. So okay. Now that looks pretty good. Let's try it and see what it's going to look like. Once it dries, it may still be too thin, so we'll see. Hopefully it won't be, though. It's looking pretty good. You still have a little bit of a shadow in there, but that's okay. I think for the most part, it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull out my 005 micron, or not micron, but multi-liner, grabby multi-liner. And I'm going to go ahead and give the give some lines to the beard or to the mustache before I do the rest of the beard, so I kind of know where everything is. Okay, so now I kind of know where the lines are. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cream color and I'm going to give the beard some texture. So I'm going to take this like skin creamy color, this light pink right here, and I'm going to give my beard some texture. So I'm going to pull with very light strokes. And we're just going to kind of follow that contour and give it some extra little fuzz. Okay. I'm going to go back in with the white. And just kind of blend. I think it needs some gray too. So let me find the gray. Let me use this neutral gray. I'm going to use this neutral gray. My washi tape isn't wanting to stick today for some reason. I can pull my painter's tape out. I'm having all kinds of issues today. Oh, I love it. Side hustle. I love that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I can't, if art is stressful for me, then I don't want to do it. So if it's stressful, I just flat out don't want to do it. That's why there are some days that I'll say, I'll see y'all tomorrow at whatever time, and then I just don't come on. It's because I'm just not feeling it. And if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to come on and stress out over it. You know, I'm going to do what is best for me and my joy. And hopefully, you know, you guys, when I miss, y'all understand, which has always been the case. So I just feel like that's too dark, but I don't know. I'm going to add some white to this. I don't want it to be super gray. I want it to be light. There we go. That's better. Much better. I like the gray. All right, so there we go. So now we have the mustache done. Okay, let me go ahead and finish out the outlining on the hat, just so that we have that done, and then we can add in our wrinkles and stuff as we go in a little while. Exactly, Samantha. That's right, side hustle. I teach us. That's right, including myself at the same time, for sure. Sorry, I'm catching up on comments, guys. That's just the way it works, you know. I mean, I've never said that I was a museum quality artist by any means. I've always said I'm self-taught, and I don't know all of the correct techniques and all the things, but what I do know how to do is enjoy painting and have fun. And I can tell you without a doubt and full certainty that I know how to make mistakes. All right. Okay, so we can add in some wrinkles and stuff in just a little while to that hat and make it look a little bit more realistic. But I wanted to have that outline so that we could move on to the rest of the outfit, and then we'll get the rest of the beard done. Okay, so I'm going to take my number 1 again, and I'm going to dip into that mixed green that I made. It's a little bit watery, so I'm going to mix some more. So I'm going to take this light green and a little bit of the dark, and I'm going to mix it together. To come up with the green color that I want to match the rest of his stuff. And we're going to go in and we're going to get his arms done. Around the beard. Rinse your brush. And now grab that light green and bring it in and kind of mix those together. This is the same as watercolor in that you can dry your brush and pick your colors up, which is great. It doesn't pick up as good as watercolor, but you can dry your brush and blend them and pick it up and all that stuff. Very similar to watercolor. Okay. All right, same thing. Take your green, go over here. With that dark, go along the edge of the beard. And then grab that light green and blend it in. Okay. All right, do the same thing with the rest of the outfit. You're going to go right up underneath the arms with the dark because that's where the shadow is going to be. rinse your brush, and then take the light green, and just bring it down. Blend it in. There's going to be a little bit of a shadow under the beard, so go ahead and add some of that dark right up underneath the beard here. And then again, on this side, take that dark. And then take the light and blend it down. Just remember, again, there's going to be some shadow under the beard, so add in some dark right up underneath that beard. So you have those shadows where you need them. Because the one thing I do know is shadowing with colored pencils over gouache does not work well. I learned that the hard way, so we won't be using our colored pencils on this one. We have to shadow with the actual paint itself. Okay. All right, let's go in with the dark for the feet. I'm just going to use that and make that dark green in the feet. Okay. Perfect. All right, same color as we used for the nose, we're going to use for the hands. I did not, Diane. I'm still using gouache. All of this is gouache. The only watercolor we've used so far is the gold around the buckle of the hat and the rainbow and background. The rest is gouache. I got a little green in this hand, but that's all right. Okay. Rinse. Now it is time to throw in the white on the rest of the beard before we do the pot of gold. So go ahead and fill in the rest of the beard with the white. I'm going to use my detail brush for this because I need those points to work out. So I'm going to switch to my detail brush for these edges. I can come back over with my black. I just need to know where they're at. Okay. And honestly, you're not going to really be able to see this much because it's going to change the texture, but not the color so much because we're doing white over white. But once we do the rest, you'll be able to see that beard. So, but we want the texture to be the same. So we'll go ahead and do it, even if it doesn't necessarily show up. And I'll make my beard points with my detail brush as I come along the edges. Okay, like that. And then again here. Okay. All right. Now let's let that dry, or let's make it dry. And then we're going to add in some detail to that. Let's do our lines first with our 005. Okay, so we've got our beard, and now we can add in some of our detail colors. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just catching up on comments. That makes sense, Jamie. You just wet your brush and you use whatever water you need for your paints with your brush. I'm assuming that makes sense to do that. I may have to try that. All right, we're going to use our peach first. We're going to come in with, we're going to follow the contour of our beard. I'm going to make some V's and just some little lines. Just depends on how you want to. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my gray. And we lighten that up with some white so that it's a very light gray. And kind of follow those same guidelines. Okay, so that we have that texture. Okay. All right, not bad, not bad. All right, let's do the pot of gold. Now, when we do our pot of gold, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it black. I don't want it to be green. We have enough green, so I'm going to do black with mine. And, or maybe I'll do gray. I'll do this dark gray that we already have out. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it fairly, I mean, it's not going to be super dark. It's going to be semi-dark. Go around the hands and get that. We'll outline it with our black pen in a minute. So, but go ahead and get your gray pot done, or your black or your green or whatever color you chose to make yours. Okay, now the inside is also going to be gray, but we're going to do that liner with black. Not black, but like a blended. Okay, so we're going to take our black and we are going to just get a small, hang on, let me put these back in my drawer. Just a little bit of black. We don't need a ton. Okay, just a teeny tiny little bit. And we're going to mix it with the gray. So we're making it like a dark gray. And we're going to go right up underneath here, like our shadow. Okay. Blend it down. And then go around the lip. Okay, now if you don't feel like that shadow is dark enough, you can go back with more. Okay, I'm going to take just a little bit more of that black and I'm going to go right up underneath here one more time. So I have that shadow. And I'm going to dry it. Okay, now what I'm going to do to make this work is I am going to take my black pen and I'm going to do my liner first. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get the outline done. And then I'm going to do that cross hatching right up underneath here. So I'm going to go diagonal lines that direction. Then I'm going to go diagonal lines this direction and bring it kind of down a little bit. Okay. So it kind of shadowed that for me. Now I'm going to do my hands. And arms. Okay, and we're going to put our wrinkles in our clothes from there. So our arms are going to have kind of these wrinkles near the elbows. And just give it some extra little highlights. Same thing here. We're going to go down. I'm going to go over the feet. And you're going to want to see where you think any kind of wrinkles might go in the clothing based on your shadows that you have, and just kind of put those in where you want them to go. And you can even do some shadows in the corners like that. Okay. Now we're going to go up to our hat. And our hat is going to have some darkness right here where it kind of curves and goes onto the head. So I'm going to fill that in. Shadows and wrinkles where we feel like it needs them. Anywhere there's a bend, you're going to want to kind of put a wrinkle in there. I'm going to do this. Okay. That looks good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my gold, gel pen. This is from the Aura Sparkle set. This is the best gold gel pen that I own. I love, love, love this Aura Sparkle set for the gold alone. I mean, obviously it's got other great pens in it too, but the gold is absolutely chef's kiss in this set. So I'm going to use that to make my gold coins. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I've got to start it. It always has to be started. Hang on. Where are you? There we go. Okay, so we're going to just go over it with our gold. I'm just making gold circles. Technically, this should be all filled in with gold. And then we should just have the round ones at the top. So maybe I'll do that. There's also a yellowish gold color in the 100 set, which is really pretty too. But there's my gold coming out of that. And a little bit of streaking, so I'm going to fix that. Okay. Now, let me see if the yellow gold will look good on top of that. I don't know if it will or not, but we're going to see. So there is this bright, this is in the 100 set, and it is a yellowish gold. And we will see. That looks good, kind of blended. I'm just going to go over the top and just make it round. Yep, that looks good. All right, so we have our gold. Go over this. And gold as well. And I'm going to bring some gold sparkle into my hat band. Like that. Very good. All right. I like him. I think he turned out super cute. He was a struggle, but that's okay. I learned a lot. Every time I use gouache, I learn something new because it is one of my struggles. But also, every time I use it, I get better and better at it. So let's peel should we splatter with this? I don't know if gouache, Jamie, does gouache splatter? Can you tell me? Because I don't know. I would like to splatter him with a little bit of green, a little bit of this light color green, but I don't know. Let's find out. Let me cover his face though, and his beard. Okay, we're going to cover him like that. And let's try some splatter and see what happens. All right, I'm going to use okay, I'm watering it way, way down. So this is how I'm watering it down, way down. And I'm going to splatter. Looky there, it does. Okay. Cool. All right, let's dry it off. And then we'll pull the tape. I think he turned out cute, you guys. I really like it. He's got some issues, but not anything that I can't live with. And hey, we got our St. Patty's Day painting done, which is one of the things that was on our list. Okay. All right, let's peel this tape. Looky there. See how clean those lines are from this washi tape? I don't care what anybody says. Washi tape is the best tape to use if you want to get a good frame around your painting. It has always worked the best for me. All right. Looky there. He's cute. I love how he turned out. Gold splatter. Ooh, you know what? You're right. I should, but I've already peeled the tape now, so dang it. I should have. I didn't even think about that. Let me see if I can do it. I'll probably mess it up, but I'm going to do it anyway. see if I can get some in here. There's a few little gold splatters. Messed up my frame a little bit, but that's all right. There we go. I love him. I think he turned out great. I'm happy. Even though I really thought it was going to be a disaster when I first started. After I did the first rainbow, I was like, oh my gosh. But honestly, that gouache worked out well. And I learned a lot. So I hope that you guys learned a lot as well from all the mistakes that I made. And don't forget to always sign your art with a waterproof pen so that you don't mess it up. And there is our gnome. Let me move you guys off of here to here. All right. Okay, there he is. He looks cute. I think he turned out great. So I'm very happy and pleased with him. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's live. We used the Meeden gouache paints. So that is what's pinned below. We also used the Stay Wet palette from Nick Pro, which is, let me see if I can find it on here because I had it, but I don't know if I still have it on here anywhere. Let me see. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Here it is right here. Okay, so this is the Stay Wet palette that I used with the gouache paints, in case anybody is wondering. It looks like this, and it comes with a package of this paper, and it comes with several of these sponges that stay wet, and it comes with comes with 4 of the sponges, comes with a package of the paper, which is basically just parchment paper cut up, and it comes with this. You can see this is still wet from when I had it sealed before. You just seal it up. It just sticks on there like that and seals up, which is pretty cool. It also comes with this side as well. So you can do another Stay Wet palette here. You can put all your paints in here if you want to. And it comes with a set of brushes as well. And the brushes I have not tried, but they are, they're like detail brushes. So it's a case, and it's got these dry brushes, and it's got all of these detail brushes as well. But I have not used these brushes, but they are designed for, you know, they don't rust. They have all of the features of a professional brush set. No rusting. They don't shed. They're designed to reduce hand fatigue, all the things that a good professional brush set has. Okay, so that is the Stay Wet palette from Nick Pro that we used today. And I really do love it. I need to use it more, and I need to use gouache paints more, so I'm glad we did that today. And like I said, I try to practice with them once or twice a week, just myself, but I struggle. So, and doing them on lives kind of forces me to make that struggle happen. So yeah, he turned out cute. So we did use this today, but we only used the gold today. I used that gold in this palette today, and then we used a few of the colors for the rainbow background, and that was about it. But that was the Meeden 96 color palette. We used these grabby multi-liner pens, which are right here. These multi-liners are waterproof, so you can put water on them and they're not going to smear, which is great when you're doing watercolor. They come with all of your sizes from 003 all the way up to your brush pen. and your sketching brush. Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve, Jamie, for sure. I do love it though. I mean, I've really enjoyed learning it. It's just a matter of, like, I think part of it is that I haven't had enough time to practice it because all of my stuff that I have to do for work is all watercolor stuff. And so by the time I'm finished doing all my work stuff, it's like I don't really have time to play around with it and mess with it. So I really need to mess with it more on live because that's really when I have the time to like experiment and stuff. But, you know, it's sometimes hard to do that when you don't want, like, I don't want new people coming in and go, oh my gosh, she has no idea what she's doing. When, you know, I want people to learn, but they can also learn from my mistakes. So I do need to make more of an effort to do more gouache on live, so that we can learn together how to do that and watch a few tutorials too as well. The other thing that we used today was we used the meet-in brushes, which are right here. These are the, this is the 4 brush set. It's the 1, 3, 5, and 7. I love this set. It does reduce hand fatigue. It doesn't rust. It holds lots of water. They keep their shapes really well. It's a great professional brush set that is not going to break the bank. So if you're looking for a good professional brush set, I highly, highly recommend this set. It's my very favorite set of brushes, and I own a lot of brushes. So I love this set. The other brush set that we used today was the detail brush set from Golden Maple. That is this set right here. It has the, I'm going to move this because I got paint on the back of this and I don't want to mess that up. But it has 20 different detail brushes in it. You get your flats, your rounds, your angled, and your liners all in one set. So and it's got this case, which is really nice to keep them all together. Okay, so if you're looking for a good detail brush set, this is the set I recommend. Thank you, Stacy Lee. I appreciate that. I think he turned out all right. He's not perfect, but he's cute. And he is going to be listed just like the rest of my paintings are, and somebody is going to love him. So, but these detail brushes are really, really nice. And also, guys, this particular set of brushes sells out really fast. So if you're looking to get this set, I would recommend grabbing it when they're in stock as quickly as possible, because they go in and out of stock pretty regularly because they sell out, because they're that good. Read the reviews. You will see these are really, really nice. Okay. All right. The other thing that we used today was the Nick Pro pencil set. This set is hands down my favorite, probably my favorite supply, honestly. If I had to say what supply could you just absolutely not live without, and I would have to say it's probably this pencil set, because I absolutely use this set so much. Like I use this set probably 5 to 10 times a day. Easy. I can't. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on comments. Yes, this set is such a great set. You get your 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and all your 2.0s. You get all of your lead hardnesses for each of your sizes. You get some colored leads for your 2.0. You get extra erasers. You get a kneaded eraser. You get 3 of these soft erasers. And you get some pencil sharpeners for your 2.0s. So you can be a very good, consistent sketch artist with this kit. So if you're looking for, thank you, Your Daily Facts, for the follow. I'm going to follow you back. For me, it's like one of those things where you go, if you want to be consistent with sketching, you really do need to break down and have a good mechanical pencil set. And I did not realize that until I got a mechanical pencil set. And then once I got it, I was like, wait, where has this been my whole life? Like, I've needed this set my whole life because honestly, I didn't realize how inconsistent my drawings were until after I got this set and started being consistent with my line work. And then once my line work got consistent, I was able to understand how important it was to use mechanical pencils during sketching. So, love this set. It's amazing. And I cannot recommend it enough. So, that is the pencil set that we used today. And then the other thing that we used our glitter pens from ZSCM. And I used the Aura Sparkle, and we also used the 100 color set. So, but the Aura Sparkle set is the one that had the gold in it. Let me pull that up for you guys. That's this set right here. Oh my gosh, y'all, this set, this set is amazing. I really do love it. So it has, first of all, it has this amazing case. Like, let's talk about the packaging to begin with, okay? But then you also have your swatches that are in the pen, okay? And so let me put my gold back in here. And then I also have my blue that goes back in here. So you can see like exactly what color it's going to look like on black and on white, because it gives you a white side and a black side on the swatches for these. Now the 100 color sets only give you white, but for this one, because it's a duotone pen, they give you the black and the white for the swatches. And look at the beauty of the coloring of those pens. But the packaging, I'm telling you guys, just, it's like, it's kind of like going to a makeup store when you get one of those really expensive packages, like really expensive palettes of makeup. The packaging is part of what you're paying for. I'm telling you, the packaging for these, all of their sets, their 100 color set, their 72 color set, and this Aura Sparkle set, amazing. Love the packaging. It's got this magnetic closure that just kind of magnetizes closed. It's awesome. I love it. And you can see all of your coloring through the swatches. Additionally, these are, they are retractable, so you don't have to keep up with a lid, which is really nice. And they have about 4 times the amount of ink as a normal glitter pen. So you're going to end up with a ton of ink. So they're going to last you a really long time. So you're not only paying for, you're paying for good quality. These are the highest quality glitter pens I've ever owned. And I cannot tell you how much I absolutely love these pens. And again, I have this set, which is the 24 color set. Then I also have the 72 color set, and I have the 100 color set. The 72 color set is, yes, that was the small one. That was the 24 color set. Here is the 72 color set. And let me pull that up for you guys, because I want you guys to see the gorgeous nature of this. Okay, so the 72 color set comes in this really nice leather case. And so you can travel with it if you want to. But it has all of these gorgeous colors, as you can see. And you can also get these individually in monochromatic sets as well. So like, let's say you just wanted the skin tones. You could order just the skin tones in these glitters. Or if you wanted just the blues, you could order just the blues. I have the purple monochromatic set. And it is absolutely gorgeous. And I'll show it to you just so you can see. So this is the purple monochromatic set right here. It's beautiful. Okay, but it's the same purples that you get in the 72 color set. It's just that if you just wanted purple, you could get just the purple. Or if you just wanted the yellows, you could get the yellows. So you can get these in individual color sets, or you can get the entire kit for 72 altogether. Let's see. Yes, that set does not have black and white. The only one so far that I've found that has the black and white is the 100 color set, just so you guys know. But this 72 color set is all glitter. The 100 color set is not. The 100 color set is, it is not, it's got glitter, a few of the glitters, and none of them are repeated. So it's not the same glitters that you get in this set. This set is a different set of glitters than you get in the 100 color set. But then in the 100 color set, you get normal pins as well. So you actually get the, let me pull it up so you can see it. Maybe, if I can find it for you guys. Hang on. Okay, so in the 100 color set, you get right here, you get, it also comes in a case, okay? It comes in this beautiful, whoops, comes in this beautiful gray case, or not gray, but brown case. And you do get your glitters, okay? You get a few sets of your glitters, but you get, they're just going to be your primaries and your neons. They're not the same glitters that you get in the 72 color set, okay? Then you also get normal gel pens that are not glitter. And you get your neon colors, you get your primary colors, you get your macaroon colors, and you get your pastels in the normal. And you also get your black and your white. Okay, so your black and your whites also go. I keep my black and my whites in my little container right here because I use them often, so I don't keep them in the case. I keep them right here in my Lazy Susan beside me. But you get your blacks and your whites in this set as well. There are metallics in this set as well. Bradshaw, Michelle. Here are your metallics. Right here you get, let's see, you have a... This is one of your metallics. You also get, these are all metallics right here. This whole set right here. From here over are all metallics. And then these are glitter. And then all of the, and then you've got glitter here as well. These are all glitters. And then here you have your, oh, here's a few more metallics right here. These blues and silvers are metallic. Then you have all of your neons. Then you have all of your primaries. Then you have all of your macaroons. I haven't swatched all mine yet. Your macaroon colors. And then you have all of your pastels. And again, this is the 100 color set. Okay. So that is the difference. The 100 color set. And also it comes in this brown case as opposed to the 72 color set comes in this gray case right here. And they are all amazing and wonderful. And the great thing, the thing that I love the most about these is the swatching. I love that they have the swatches on the pins. So you don't have to guess. Excuse me. Goodness. So you don't have to guess what it's going to look like on paper. You can actually swatch it. It's getting springtime again. Allergies are coming on in Texas. Okay, so you get it and you put it down inside the pin like this. And you end up, you can see exactly what color it's going to look like on paper, so you don't have to guess. So that's pretty darned amazing. I love that about these pins. Matter of fact, that's my very favorite thing about the pen. Oh my gosh, it's snowing there. Yeah, my dad's in, he's in Winchester, Virginia, and it's snowing at his house too. All right, so this was our tutorial today. I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. If you have any questions about the supplies we used, anything, let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions for you. And hopefully, and I will see you guys again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I will be on tomorrow evening. That will be our live time tomorrow. So we'll be on tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for another tutorial. And hopefully you guys learned a lot. I know I did. All right, Stacy, I'll look at that. And you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks to everybody who made purchases. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.